So in the previous video we talked about using if-else statement, and in this video we talk about switch statement. If several options are available, then it is not recommended to use nested if-else because it reduces readability. To handle this requirement, we should use switch statement. So first I'll show you the syntax of switch. Syntax of switch statement. So it's switch, then expression, curly braces, and within these curly braces we have case, let's say value 1 colon, then statements, then we have a break. So you can write as many as cases according to your requirement. So let's say we have the case 1, this is case 2, and the case 3, and you can write the cases up to n. So let's say we have the case n, and at last we have default. So this is the complete syntax of switch statement. Okay, so we have a switch, under then we have expression, and this expression can be a type of a byte, short, char, int, and corresponding wrapper classes, It also work with enum and string. Okay, so the allowed argument type for the switch statement are byte, short, char, int, and the corresponding wrapper classes. Enum, it also work with enum and string. Okay, then we have the case and value. So the value must be of same type of expression. Okay, if we are using int type for expression, then this value should be int. If you are using char for expression, then the value should be the char type. Then we have the statements. Here you can write any statements, and we have a next we have the break. So the break statement is used inside the switch to terminate a statement sequence. Okay, and we have the case 2, case 3 up to case 9, and at last we have the default. So the default will execute if the value of these case constant will not match the value of this expression will not match with any of the case, then the default will execute. Okay, let's write the code example using a switch statement. So let me remove this. Let's say we have a variable int id equal to 10, then we have a switch id. So now it's giving some error. Let's see what's the error. So So the error is syntax error, insert switch block to complete switch statement. So mean the curly braces are mandatory. Curly braces are mandatory in a switch statement. So if I will use the curly braces, then there is no compilation error now. And then we have the case, let's say case 10 colon, then sys out Sanjeev. So if ID is 10, then I want to display at Sanjeev. Then we have a break, case 20 sys out let's say Preeti, then break, then we have case 30 colon Kavyans, then we have break, and at last we have our default. Then let's say invalid ID, then break. Okay, so this is the complete example using switch statement. So first we have the ID equal to 10. Okay, so the matching case will execute. So we have the ID is 10, the matching case is this case 10, and if I will run it, the output would be Sanjeev. Let's run it. So output is Sanjeev, and we have a break. So break which will break out the case code and go to the ending curly brace of switch statement. It will come here at the end. Let's say we have here more code to execute, so more code here. Okay, so now if I will run this code, the output is Sanjeev, then more code here. If I will enter the value as let's say 30, so now the matching case will execute. So now the matching case is this 30. So system.out.println, it will display Kavyans, then break. So after break, the control will come out of this switch statement and it will display more code here. Let's see the output. So now the output is Kavyans and more code here. If I will enter the value let's say 50, now this value is not matching with any case constant value, then the default will execute. So now let's run this code. So the output is invalid ID, and after switch we are displaying here more code here. Okay. Next, if I will give the duplicate ID, so what happened, let's see. So if I will write here 10, so now it's giving some compilation error. Let's see what's the error. So duplicate case. So duplicate case values are not allowed. Okay, so please remember this is also important point. So duplicate case values are not allowed. So now it's 20. Next very important thing, let's see, int x equal to 20. So now if I want to write this x in place of 20 in case, so whether it is valid or not, let's see. So x, now it will giving some compilation error. Let's see what is the error. So the error is case expression must be the constant expression, it cannot be a variable. That means the value for the case must be a constant or literal variable, and the variables are not allowed here. Okay, the variables are not allowed. So remember this is also important point. Next, if I will remove the default, let's see, after removing, this is the valid code, this is valid, there is no compilation error. So let's run the code. So it's perfectly valid, so it's displaying more code here. The ID is 50. So because there is no default now, so it will display the more code here, but default is optional in switch case. Okay, if I'll remove all the cases, let's see, the code is valid or invalid. So okay, actually the one break, okay, till here. Then so this is also a valid code without cases, so cases are also optional. Okay, let's see if I will run this code now, what's the output. So the output is invalid ID and more code here. So both the default and cases are optional inside switch case. Okay, if I will delete everything from a switch case, then let's see. So now the empty switch statement is also a valid statement, there is no compilation error. Let's run the code. So it's running fine. Okay, if I want to display something directly without using case and default, let's see, system dot out dot print ln, let's say hello Sanjeev. So it's giving some compilation error. Let's see what is the error. So error is syntax error on token curly braces, switch labels expected after this token. So inside switch, every statement comes under some case or default, otherwise we will get compilation error. Okay, so this is also important point. If you remove the break, then it execute all statement after first match until break or end of the switch. This is called actually fall through. So if I will remove the break statement, then we will get some unexpected result. Let's say ID is, we have 30. So now the output is, we were expecting Kavyan's, but the output is Kavyan's invalid ID, more code here. So because the matching ID, case ID is 30, so the control will come here, then it will display Kavyan's, but after that there is no break, so this default will also execute. Suppose if the ID is 10, so the matching case is 10, then the control will come here, then after that there is no break, so it will display Sanjeev, Preeti, Kavyan's invalid ID and more code here. If I will add a break after this Preeti, then the matching case is 10, so it will display this, and after that there is no break, so next case will also execute, then the break, then after that the output would be now Sanjeev, Preeti, and after switch case it will display more code here. Let's see. So now the output is Sanjeev, Preeti, and more code here. So you have to use break statements very carefully. So let's write the break statement again. The main advantage of fall through inside switch is we can design common action for multiple cases. Let's say we have the name Kavyans with the multiple IDs. Let's say we have case 40, case 50. So now if I will enter the ID as, let's say, 40, so it will display the name Kavyans, and if I will enter as 50, then you will get as also Kavyans. So the main advantage of fall through inside switch is we can define common action for multiple cases. Okay, so thanks for watching.